MCQs on plant kingdom. Life cycle of Funaria is not completed without water. Dash, choose the correct statement. Options. Option 1. As branches will not develop. 2. As Funaria is a bryophyte plant. 3. As plant is delicate and will become dry and die without water. And 4th, as fertilization takes place in presence of water only. So which is the right option? Here the life cycle of Funaria, it is not completed without water, because what is the right option? Without water, fertilization cannot take place, because the male gametes, so-called antherozoids, they are motile, they will be having flagella. So through the water they will be swimming and reaching the female egg. So that is the right option, option 4. Next, in physiological anisogamy, options 1. Gametes are morphologically dissimilar but physiologically similar. 2. Gametes are morphologically similar but physiologically dissimilar. 3. Gametes are morphologically and physiologically similar. 4. None of the above. So in physiological anisogamy, what do you mean by anisogamy? It is the fusion of male and female gametes which are dissimilar in their size. But both the male and female gametes, they will be similar in their looks. That means morphologically they will be similar, but their size it varies, because either any one of the gametes, like either male gamete will be smaller or female gamete will be male gamete will be smaller and female gamete will be larger, or vice versa. So any one of the gametes, they will be smaller in the size and the other it will be larger in the size, but both will be having the flagella, and thus in anisogamy both the gametes are motile in nature. So which is the right option? Option 2. Gametes are morphologically similar but physiologically dissimilar. Next, sexual reproduction in oogamous in bryophytes. So sexual reproduction is oogamous in bryophytes. It is by options 1. Fusion of a motile passive egg cell and biflagellated active male gamete. 2. Fusion of a motile passive egg cell and biflagellated inactive male gamete. 3. Fusion of a non-motile passive egg cell and biflagellated active male gamete, and none of this. So which is the right option? Sexual reproduction is oogamous in bryophytes, because the fusion of a non-motile passive egg cell and biflagellated active male gametes, option 3. So in oogamous kind, the female egg, the female gamete will be large and non-motile, whereas the male gametes, it will be smaller in size but it will be motile due to the presence of flagella. So option 3. The endosperm of gymnosperm is options 1. Diploid, 2. Haploid, 3. Tetraploid, 4. Triploid. So what is the ploidy of endosperm in gymnosperm? Options. Option 1. Diploid, 2. Haploid, 3. Tetraploid, 4. Triploid. So the endosperm of gymnosperm, it is haploid in nature, option 2. Because there is no double fertilization taking place and hence it is haploid in nature. Which one of the following is the correct about Pinus? Option 1. Monoecious, that is male and female sporophylls born on same strophilas. Option 2. Monoecious, that means male and female cones are produced on same plant. So male in the sense microsporangiate and female megasporangiate cones are produced on same plant. Third one, monoecious, that is micro and megasporocarp develop on the same plant. Dioecious, male and female cones are produced on different plants. So which of the following are correct about the Pinus, they are asking. So Pinus, it is a monoecious plant, because both male and female cones are born on the same plant or same tree, and hence Pinus is known as a monoecious plant or tree. So which is the right option? Option 2. Next question, 6th question. Bryophytes can be separated from algae because they, options 1. Have no conducting tissue, 2. Are thalloid forms, 3. Contain chloroplast in their cells, 4. Possess archegonia with outer layer of sterile cells. So bryophytes can be separated from algae because see, in algae there is no embryo stage, whereas in case of bryophytes there is embryo stage. And when we speak about the sex organs, in case of algae, the sex organs are not enveloped by the jacket or sterile cells, whereas in case of bryophytes, the sex organs like archegonium, so they are surrounded by antheridium, they are surrounded by the sterile cells called as jacket. So which is the right option here? Option 4, that is they possess archegonia with outer layer of sterile cells. In case of bryophytes, archegonia, it is surrounded by the sterile cells. Option 4. Next, angiospermic plants are characterized by the presence of 1. Triploid endosperm, 2. Double fertilization, 3. Diploid endosperm. So here they are speaking about angiosperms. So in the angiosperms we come across the presence of triploid endosperm because it is the result of double fertilization. So you people know what is double fertilization? So one of the male gametes, it fuses with an egg to form a diploid zygote, whereas the other male gamete, it fuses with the diploid secondary nucleus to form a triploid endosperm. So 1 and 2 are right, whereas 3, that is diploid endosperm, is wrong. In all the angiosperms, endosperm will be triploid in nature due to the double fertilization. Okay, so now let us look at the options. Choose the correct option from the following regarding above statements. Option 1, 2 and 3 are correct. 2, 1 and 2 are correct. 3, 1, 2 and 3 are correct. 4, 1 and 3 are correct. So which is the right option? Option 2. That is statements 1 and 2 are correct. Next, identify the correct statement about gametophytic stage in the alternation of generation in the life cycle. So options: generation that produces vascular tissue, 2. generation that produces the gametes, 3. the diploid generation, 4. generation that produces the spores, first followed by the generation of gametes. So we have to identify the correct statement regarding the gametophytic stage in the alternation of generation. So what do you mean by a gametophytic stage? It is the stage which possesses the gametes, and hence it is option 2. Next, cycas and adiantum resemble each other in having options: 1. motile sperms, 2. seeds, 3. vessels, 4. cambium. So which is the right option? They both resemble with each other in terms of their sperms because both are motile in nature. So option 1. Consider the following statements regarding the major pigments and stored food in different groups of algae and choose the correct option. They has given 3 statements and among them we have to identify the correct statements. Statement number 1. In chlorophyceae, the stored food material is starch and the major pigments are chlorophyll A and D. But in case of chlorophyceae is nothing but the green algae. So the major pigments are chlorophyll A and B, but not D. And in Phaeophyceae, laminarin is the stored food and major pigments are chlorophyll A and B. But in brown algae, major pigments with respect to chlorophyll are A and C along with fucoxanthin, which gives brown color to the algae. And third statement, in Rhodophyceae, Floridian starch is the stored food and the major pigments are chlorophyll A, D and phycoerythrin. So here, of course, now I'll read out the options. So you must identify the correct statements here. Option 1, statement 1 and 2 are correct but 3 is incorrect. 2, 1 is correct but 2 and 3 are incorrect. 3 is correct but 1 and 2 are incorrect. 4, 1 and 3 are correct but 2 is incorrect. So which is the right option? Option 3. Next, if 5 chromosomes are present on the leaf of Funaria, the number of chromosomes on Protonema will be options: 1. 5 chromosome, 2. 15 chromosomes, 3. no chromosomes, 4. 10 chromosomes. See, they are saying that if 5 chromosomes are present on the leaf of Funaria. See, Funaria means it comes under Bryophyta. So funaria, it is actually a moss. So in mosses we come across the two kinds of gametophyte. So here the first stage of gametophyte is called as protonema, and then that protonema again next develops into the second stage called as the leafy stage. So this is the gametophyte. In gametophyte of mosses, as it is a bryophyte, the main plant body will be haploid. So haploid in the sense the main plant body in mosses is gametophyte. It is gametophyte. So here, as soon as the spores, they fall, haploid spores from the sporophyte falls on the ground, first they develops into the gametophyte. See, in case of mosses, gametophyte, it develops in two different stages. So stage number 1 and stage number 2. So the stage number 1 is called as protonema. So protonema, it is an horizontally growing creeping structure, green colored structure. Okay. So after the production of this stage, what happens? From the lateral buds, leafy stage arises. So leafy stage, this is the second stage of gametophyte. That is the second stage of gametophyte. So in the question and in the leafy stage, the gametophyte will be having root-like structures called as rhizoids, and above the ground it will be having stem-like structure called stem-like structures will be present, on which we can find the presence of the leaf-like structures. So leaf-like structures are present. So this is the structure of gametophyte. That is leafy stage of gametophyte in case of mosses. So here in the question they are given there are 5 chromosomes present on this leaf of funaria. So the number of chromosomes on the protonema will be, so they are asking the number of chromosomes on protonema. So how many chromosomes will be present? Same number of chromosomes will be present because they are haploid in nature. So leafy stages arise from the protonema, and hence same number of chromosomes will be present even in protonema. So which is the right option? Option 1. That is 5 chromosomes. Next, the substance used as matrix for the separation of DNA fragments by gel electrophoresis is obtained from algae which show the following characters. Identify those characters. So a substance will be actually extracted from the algae, they are saying. So which is used in gel electrophoresis. So they will be using gel electrophoresis. So in that they will be using a substance called as agar. So it will be forming a semi-solid jelly-like structure which helps in the movement of those DNA fragments based on their molecular size as well as molecular weight. So this agar is extracted from, they are asking the agar, this agar or this substance is extracted from, they are asking. Okay, so which algae they are asking? Identify those characters. Option 1, statement 1, have flagellated zoospores. 2, exhibit complex post-fertilization changes. 3, have phycobilins. 4, have chlorophyll B. So here in the statements they has not mentioned the type of algae. But instead of giving the points about the algae, giving the types of algae, they has given the characteristic features of those algae. So here this agar, this is extracted from the red algae. So we have to look at the characteristic features of red algae here. So which is the right option here? See, I have read out the statements. That is statement number 1, have flagellated zoospores. But I told you agar is extracted from the red algae. In red algae there are no zoospores present. Actually in red algae no motile stages are present. Even the male gametes, they will also be non-motile in nature. So that is not the correct statement. And statement number 2, exhibit complex post-fertilization changes. So of course yes, in case of red algae they exhibit complex post-fertilization changes. And then third one, have phycobilins. So these pigments are present in red algae. And 4, have chlorophyll B, but they are not having chlorophyll B. I'll read out the options now. Options 1, 2, 3. So that is option number 1. Statements 1, 2, 3. Second option 2, 3, 4. Third option 1 and 4. Fourth option 2 and 3 statements are correct. So which is the statement here? Right option, it is 4. Read the following 4 statements A to D and identify number of correct statements. Statement 1. In equisetum, the female gametophyte is retained on the parent sporophyte. Statement number 2. In ginkgo, male gametophyte is not independent. Statement number 3. The sporophyte in Rixia is more developed than that in Polytrichum. Statement number 4. Sexual reproduction in Volvox is isogamous. So we have to identify the correct statements here. In the first statement, they has given that in equisetum, female gametophyte is retained on parent sporophyte. No, it is independent in nature. Whereas in ginkgo, male gametophyte is not independent, of course. So ginkgo is nothing but gymnosperm. In gymnosperms, male or female gametophytes, they are not independent, but instead they are present inside the sporophyte. And third statement, the sporophyte in Rixia is more developed than in Polytrichum. But Rixia is the primitive bryophyte when compared to the Polytrichum, and hence in Rixia the sporophyte will be less developed than in that of the Polytrichum. So that statement is also wrong. And sexual reproduction in Volvox is isogamous. But sexual reproduction in Volvox, it is oogamous in nature. So which is the correct option? See, identify the number of correct statements they are asking. Okay, options. Option number 1, 3 statements, 2, 2 statements, 3, 1 statement, and 4, 4 statements. So which is the right option? Option 3, 1 statement is correct here. Okay, next question. Which of the following statement is correct about Mercantia? Statement 1. Plant body is thallus-like structure attached to the substrate. 2. Food, seta and capsule differentiation is seen in the sporophyte. 3. Gamma curve located on the thalate. So which of these are correct? We have to identify now. Options. Option 1 and 2. Second option, statement 1 and 3. Third, 1, 2 and 3. 4, only 2. So which is correct about the Mercantia? All of these are correct. So option 3 is the right one. And next, the largest ovules, largest male and female gametes and largest plants are found among. Option 1, tree ferns and some monocots. 2, angiosperms. 3, dicotyledonous plants. 4, gymnosperms. Which is the right option? It is in the gymnosperms we come across the largest ovules. Largest ovules in the plant kingdom is especially seen in cycads. Okay, so largest male and female gametes are present in gymnosperms, and option 4. Next question. Consider the following statements with respect to gymnosperms and angiosperms. Statement 1. Double fertilization is an event unique to gymnosperms. 2. Angiosperms range in size from microscopic wolffia to all trees of sequoia. See, let us also identify whether they are correct or not. In the statement 1, that has given that double fertilization is an event unique to gymnosperms. But is that true? It is unique to angiosperms. Double fertilization is only present in angiosperms, and thus statement 1 is wrong. Second statement, angiosperms range in size from microscopic wolffia to all trees of sequoia. But here sequoia, it does not belong to angiosperm, it is a gymnosperm, and hence even that statement it goes wrong. Next, third statement, in gymnosperms the seeds are not covered. Of course they are not covered. And fourth statement, in gymnosperms the male and female gametophytes have an independent free living existence. Is that so? No. They do not have any independent existence because they are present inside the sporophyte, and hence. Now let us look at the options. Of the above statements, option number 1, 3 alone is correct. 2, second option, 1 and 2 alone are correct. Third option, 3 and 4 alone are correct. And fourth option, 2 and 3 alone are correct. So which is the right option? Option 1, 3 alone is correct. Next, in rhodophyceae, food is stored in the form of mannitol and laminae. So they have given the statements and options. We have to identify them whether they are correct or wrong. So in the first statement, they have given that in rhodophyceae, food is stored in the form of mannitol and laminae. But in red algae, food is stored in the form of Floridian starch. So that statement, it goes wrong. Second statement, the ovules of gymnosperms are not enclosed by ovary wall. Of course, there is no ovary present in gymnosperms. Third one, Salvinia is heterotropous, heterosporous, of course. And then fourth one, in the diplodontic life cycle, the free-living gametophyte represents the dominant phase of the above statements. Is that gametophyte? No, sporophyte. Okay. So next, options. Option number 1, 2 and 4 are correct, but 1 and 3 are wrong. Second, 2 and 3 are correct, but 1 and 4 are wrong. Third one, 1 and 2 are correct, but 3 and 4 are wrong. And fourth one, 3 and 4 are correct, but 1 and 2 are wrong. So which is the right option? Option number 2. Read the following description carefully and choose appropriate option. In these, so I am reading out the description. In these autotrophs, sporophyte is dominant generation. Gametophyte is also photosynthetic and not dependent on sporophyte for nutrition. You have to think about that now. So options, option number 1, pteridophytes, 2 bryophytes, 3 gymnosperms, 4 gymnosperms. So in both 3 and 4, they has given gymnosperms as options. So which is the right one? So option number 1 in pteridophytes. So in pteridophytes, the sporophyte is dominant stage generation. It is diploid in nature. So it is also autotrophic in nature. So it is independent, free living. Whereas the gametophyte is also free living in nature. So it is also green in color and it is also capable of doing photosynthesis, and thus even that is also nutritionally independent in nature. Okay, option 1. Next, the formation of seeds greatly improved plants' adaptation to land by option 1, allowing surviving during adverse conditions, to enabling offspring to disperse further away from the parent plant, and third one, providing nourishment following germination. 4, all of the above. So which is the right option? It is all of the above, option number 4. Next, people recovering from long illness are often advised to include the algae spirulina in their diet because option 1 is rich in proteins, 2 makes the food easy to digest, restores intestinal microflora, and option number 4 has antibiotic properties. So which is the right option? It is rich in proteins and hence option number 1.